1 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee says Pakistan's armed forces are fully capable to respond against the entire spectrum of threats. At the United Nations, Pakistan has urged the UNICEF to come to the aid of children suffering in the curfew-bound Indian-occupied Kashmir. A Chinese military observer says India's plan to spend $130 billion on buying military equipment will trigger an arms race in the region. World Mental Health Day is being observed today to raise awareness about mental health issues. And now the news in detail. The Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee General Zubair Mahmood Hayat has said Pakistan's armed forces are fully capable, prepared and motivated to respond against the entire spectrum of threats. Addressing the passing out parade of Pakistan Air Force cadets at the Azhar Khan Academy in Risalpur today, he said, being the sons of the soil, we will defend the motherland with our sweat and blood with the support of the nation. General Zubair Mahmood Hayat said Pakistan is a peace-loving nation and desires harmonious relations with all the countries, especially the neighbors. He, however, said this desire must not be misconstrued.
Pakistan sees harmonious and peaceful coexistence with all countries, especially its neighbors. We have meaningfully contributed for regional and global peace, peace with honor, grace, sovereignty, peace with dignity.
General Zubair Mahmood Hayat said, as a nation, we have rendered great human and material sacrifices for lasting peace in the region. He categorically stated that Pakistan will not make any compromise on the interest of its nation, territorial integrity, and sovereignty. He said Pakistan will not allow any country or hostile agency to misrepresent our intent or action. At the United Nations, Pakistan has drawn the world community's attention to the grim situation faced by children in the Indian-occupied Kashmir and called upon UNICEF to come to their aid. Addressing the third committee that deals with social, humanitarian and cultural matters at the United Nations General Assembly, Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Dr. Maliha Lodi, said it is time for the international community to act. She said India must be asked to fulfill its obligations to protect and safeguard children in the occupied territory. The Pakistan envoy said it is also time for UNICEF to speak and live up to its responsibility and come to the aid of children who are suffering in the curfew-bound occupied Kashmir. She said a large number of children have been picked up during nighttime raids by the occupation forces since India's illegal annexation of occupied Kashmir on the 5th of August this year. The Indian troops resorted to unprovoked firing on Baro and Chirikot sectors along the line of control, martyring one soldier and injuring two women. According to ISPR, Pakistani troops targeted the Indian Army posts in response. There are reports of casualties to the Indian troops. A Chinese military observer says Indian government's plan to spend $130 billion on buying military equipment is very likely to trigger an arms race between India and Pakistan. In an article published by China's prestigious military journal, China Military, Song Chia-shun said after a series of political decisions by India regarding the disputed Kashmir region, Pakistan has been on high alert and may be forced to engage in an arms race. He said the United States is promoting its Indo-Pacific strategy through India, which nonetheless is also an opportunity for New Delhi to take a free ride and expand its own influence. Song Chia-shun believes India's huge military spending plan unleashes a negative signal to the stability in the surrounding regions. He said the Indian government's advocacy of nationalism or expansionism are sure to cause adverse effects on the regional situation and make a generally negative impact on the overall peaceful atmosphere. World Mental Health Day is being observed today to raise awareness about mental health issues and mobilize efforts in support of mental health. The theme selected for this year's day is suicide prevention. The World Health Organization says efforts will be made to raise awareness about the scale of suicide around the world and the role that each of us can play to help prevent it. Pakistan has urged the world community not to push the South Asian region into an arms race. At the weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, the Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Faisal was commenting on the induction of Rafale fighter jets by India. The spokesperson said Pakistan knows how to defend itself, no matter it is Rafale or any other fighter jet. American Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says his country did not give a green light to Turkey for its offensive in northern Syria. In an interview, the American broadcaster PBS, he defended President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw American troops from the border area of Syria, which sparked an outcry at home and abroad. He said Turkey had a legitimate security concern and a terrorist threat to their south. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.